What the initiative does, to put it very simply, is to legalize, control, and to tax marijuana, which is a very profound change in California. It would allow people to possess a small amount of marijuana for their own use and to grow a small amount of marijuana for their own use in their backyard. It would also enable people to apply for commercial licenses in various counties and cities throughout California, which would be regulated and controlled and taxed by local governments if they so opted. We have created a lot of crime and violence in California by a silly attempt to control what people put into their bloodstream in private. And in effect, to support this argument, people have demonized marijuana users and marijuana as a drug. But we know that comparatively it's one of the safest drugs in use, and in fact the marijuana users are law-abiding people for the most part who are quite successful in life. They're not running around robbing banks and shooting up our streets. That kind of violence and crime is in fact performed by the gangs that we have enriched with this black market. We tried prohibition in the United States from 1920 to 1933, and Al Capone and his fellow bootleg gangsters were running around shooting people. Many innocent bystanders were killed, not because they were high on booze, but because the gangsters were engaged in this competition with each other. Proposition 19 will enable the government to refocus the police and courts and prisons on what people really want, on violent and serious crime, and at the same time they will be getting new revenue by taxing marijuana.
Tapping into your experience as a law enforcement official, the Justice Department has indicated that they will use federal resources to fight marijuana in California if Prop 19 is passed. Is that feasible? Could this actually happen?
It's a moot question because they don't have the resources to go after the small dealers that would be in action. And they may say that now, but it's simply an attempt to intimidate the voters in California a couple of weeks before the election. The Attorney General came here and really made that as an overt threat. But I think he should remember the words of Abraham Lincoln. We're a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And what the people want in this state is some common sense, to return common sense. It's awfully silly to be going after marijuana when people are concerned about the safety of their children and family, as they should be, and that's what they want the police to focus on. So this attempt at the last minute of the election for the feds to make that threat is pretty inappropriate.